My boyfriend M24 and I F24 have too much sex and I can't handle it anymore. How do I explain it to him that it exhausts me, and how do I negotiate new intimacy with him? My boyfriend and I have been together for 2 years now. He is my first relationship and even my first kiss. We met during university during activities, became friends and then started dating. He is so polite and kind and also really sweet and smart as well. We can talk about our common interests and hobbies for hours on end. Since I was a virgin in the relationship, he was not, we took it slow and only had sex when I was ready, which was about 8 months after we became a couple. After that we had sex about once every 1 or 2 weeks. Depending on if we found the time during our studies and if we were exhausted. Sometimes during exam time we had it once a month or every 5 weeks. But slowly he started to initiate more and more. At first I didn't mind and loved the attention he was giving me. I felt attractive and beautiful, which helped my body image issues a lot. Soon it turned into him asking for it every single day, sometimes twice a day during weekends or if we have a slow day with little work and studies. A month ago we went on a vacation together and he basically jumped on me as soon as we got into our hotel room. We barely got to do anything as he wanted to have sex 2, if not 3 times a day. I came back so exhausted from the vacation. I even started saying no to him eating me out, or roleplay or switching in position, just to get it over with sooner. At this point sex does nothing for me anymore. The mere action and physical stimulation feels enjoyable, yes, but just sex without anything else just isn't worth the time or effort for me. I need a story and emotion with it, lots of dirty talk and role-playing some hot situations. I know that takes time and effort to prepare, but it gets me going wildly. But even if I could have that every day I wouldn't want it. It's literally physically too exhausting. Also I feel like too much sex kinda destroys the magic. I know that he takes a lot emotionally and sexually out of sex. It's making him feel loved and desired and I don't want to take it from him, but I actually caught myself don't doing any makeup anymore and not wearing tight or short clothing but baggy ones instead to maybe deter him from wanting sex so much. TLDR, my boyfriend started initiating sex more and more. I find it exhausting and can't take it anymore. How do I negotiate fewer sexual encounters without making him feel unloved? Comments were OP replied, commenter, you need to say no to him, and then deal with whatever comes up together. Stop running away from what you imagine he might feel, unloved, rejected, sad, angry, and face it together. If he believes he needs sex to feel connected to you, he needs to learn to use his words. He's not going to learn that if you keep avoiding a conversation about how you don't feel able to say no to him. OP, I am still new to navigating romantic relationships and I don't want to reject him. He always respects me and I never felt like he did anything without my consent, it's just that this consent seems to exhaust me a lot. I definitely plan on having an honest discussion with him, but I am also aware that I could profit from help with navigating a negotiation of intimacy. I thought about proposing a schedule thing, combining having sex with date nights while also creating date nights with no expectation of sex. Update, my boyfriend, M24, and I, F24, have too much sex and I can't handle it anymore. How do I explain it to him that it exhausts me and how do I negotiate new intimacy with him? I spend a lot of time reading through everyone's replies and looking inwards about how I feel. I gathered my thoughts and spent a few days making a list of what I wanted to say when we have the big conversation. On a weekend when we had planned to spend the day together, I sat him down and told him the following points. I love him to the moon and back and want to show him that I love him, make him feel desired, loved and appreciated, but having so much sex with such frequency is physically exhausting to me, which causes me to avoid sex and even sex acts I enjoy because I don't have enough energy and motivation to do it. This also causes me to orgasm not as often anymore. I also need time to physically recover before it may even start to become painful. I feel like sex has become the single defining aspect of our relationship and many other parts like doing activities together, romantic dates, just talking and cuddling have taken a back seat. I also feel exhausted emotionally and underappreciated from giving as much as I can, which I gladly do for the people I love, while little comes back from the other side of the relationship. I then proceeded to explain the things I like during sex and what makes me go wild, hoping to show him that I still want to have sex with him. I also made a few more compliments just to keep the vibe positive and because I meant it. He reacted pretty well, all things considered. He listened and let me finish, but asked for a little time to think about it. Obviously, I gladly agreed. We spent the rest of the day together without him initiating once. At the end of the day, he said that he wants me to enjoy sex just as much as he does and that he loves me. I was really hopeful for the next week and a half. We spend our time together like usual, and he asked for sex about 1/2 as often as before our talk. We even had days without sex at all. He also started to ask, "Do you want to have sex with me?" instead of physically initiating like he did before, like touching me somewhere, hugging me from behind and similar things. He also stopped asking for pictures of me, and when he did it were just selfies. I was so happy that I even took the initiative once, and he seemingly loved it when I asked for sex. Then one day he sat me down with a stern look and said that he hated what this relationship has turned into. To him it feels like we are now just roommates or platonic friends instead of lovers. He told me that the one time I initiated after he was overjoyed to finally fuck me again, his heart was broken because I suddenly wasn't as submissive as usually. I asked to be eaten out and was on top with some more dominant dirty talk, and that all of that is not what he signed up for. He doesn't want to walk on eggshells waiting for when I am finally in the mood, but have what he deserves in the relationship. Basically, he gave me an ultimatum: either we return to how it was before the talk starting right now, or he leaves me. Guess who doesn't have a boyfriend anymore? I spend the last few days bawling my eyes out and eating lots of ice cream and watching some shitty shows. What he said hurt me a lot, and I do not love him anymore. But still, the feeling of loss and sadness is all too real. He was my first relationship, and for the past 2 years he was my entire world. No, I have to gather up the broken shards he left behind. TLDR, I took your advice and talked with him about my feelings. He pretended to be okay with it for a while and then left me after demanding more sex again. Thanks for tuning in to today's story. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button to show your support. Love diving into more stories like these? Subscribe to the channel and ring the bell icon so you never miss out on the latest uploads. And hey, if you know someone who'd love these stories, be sure to share this video with them. Stay tuned for more amazing stories coming your way soon.